What's up guys, Jake here. So last week I went for my top surgery consultation in Cornwall. Aside from getting up at 5 AM and driving for 3.5 hours just to get there, it was actually super fine. I was really nervous because at your top surgery consultation, you have to take your shirt and binder off, which for most trans masc people, it's very distressing. But weirdly enough, when I got in there and after we'd had a bit of a chat, it was kind of easy. So I was with Professor Drew, who works in Cornwall, but I was also accompanied by a doctor who was visiting from London and a nurse. So I had 3 people staring at my naked chest, which was strange, but kind of fine. So he talked me through the different types of surgery, and when I took my shirt off, he was like, surprising. And then obviously started like touching my chest, which they, is kind of part of the process to just see your skin elasticity or something like that. It's relevant, but it's definitely a bit weird to have somebody look at your chest and be like, surprising. But yeah, Professor Drew sort of confirmed what I already knew, which was that I'm kind of on the borderline between qualifying for peri and qualifying for DI. Peri being where they basically just snip around the nips, suck it all out, and slap the nip back on again. DI being where they cut like right underneath, pull it down, and then whack the nippers back on. Those are the most crude explanations of those surgeries, but that's around about what's going on. We'd been discussing DI because that will give me better results. I'm going to be pulling the skin down and snipping off the excess, and yeah, there will be big scars. I don't really mind that. I'd rather my chest looked flat and not have skin sitting weirdly. I'm just fine dealing with the scars. Doesn't bother me, it's never bothered me. I'm gonna get a fuckload of chest tattoos anyways, so whatever. You guys on Twitter had a couple of questions as well, so I'm going to go through those. Did you have any doubts about if you wanted top surgery? When did you know for sure you did? I'm pretty sure the second I knew I could get top surgery and that I knew I was trans was when I knew I wanted it. I knew I was sure at about the same time I was sure I was trans. When I was coming out, I was kind of dancing around identifying as FTM. When I was sure of that and I was sure of how I wanted my body to look, that's when I knew. And I've not really had any doubts or any second thoughts ever since. Ever since early childhood, like I specifically remember in secondary school especially, I would boast about having a flat chest. I would boast about it nothing really growing and not having to like wear like certain types of bras. And I always found it very convenient and very comforting. It's always been apparent to me throughout my life that I need a flat chest. Or a slightly flatter chest. Do you worry more about the operation or the recovery? I'm way more worried about the recovery. Obviously I have these horrible irrational fears that I'm going to be awake under the anaesthetic, which does happen to some people. I think it has a name, but basically, without going into too much detail, there's a thing that can happen where you get put under anaesthetic, but you are still conscious and you can still feel everything, but you just can't move or talk. So I'm terrified about that because I watched a few like videos about it on YouTube ages ago and it's always just been something that's stuck in my mind. But it's very, very unlikely and it probably won't happen. The recovery is what I'm worried about because I hate being uncomfortable. I can deal with being in pain. Being in pain, I am aces at. I've got a bunch of tattoos and I used to get cramps like a motherfucker. We are talking like so painful it'd bring tears to my eyes, could not get up out of bed kind of pain, and I would deal with that every month. So pain is fine. Discomfort, not great at. If something just feels a bit like it almost kind of hurts, or like it aches, or it feels just kind of like itchy and squirmy, no. Absolutely categorically fucking no. I am going to be a pain in everybody's ass for like 3 weeks post-surgery. I'm gonna be a nightmare. I'm gonna be an actual living, breathing nightmare. I am so sorry to everybody who's gonna help me after top surgery. What are your main concerns? In all honesty, whilst I feel like I should be concerned about like losing a nipple or having really big scars, all I really want is for it to like lay flat. I don't mind as much if I lose a nipple or if my scars look weird or if everything's a bit lopsided, because hey, bodies are bodies and they're not perfect. But if everything could just kind of sit like flat and not have like the skin like pucker too much, I think that's my main concern, is that it's not gonna look like that. But hey, if I lose a nipple, I lose a fucking nipple, I'll get another tattoo, it'll be great. How excited are you to see the results? Very? I mean, I'm not actually getting the surgery for another 3 to 6 months. I still don't even know my date yet, and even then I won't actually see my chest until I think about 2 weeks post-surgery. I'm not going to see it for a while, but I'm just looking forward to wearing a t-shirt with no binder on underneath. Like, the sensation of a t-shirt with nothing else and walking outside of the house like that. I'm probably gonna cry the first time I do it. But yeah. How did you go about choosing your surgeon? There's so much information and I don't know where to start. Funny story, I kind of chose my surgeon based on the shortest waiting list, which is not really the method that most people use. Most people look up all of the surgeons that are available in the NHS, they do their research into their results and yada yada. The type of top surgery I'm going to be having is extremely common. Anybody that's going to be doing top surgery is going to be competent at this type. I did look into Professor Drew after I asked to be referred to him because he had the shorter waiting list, not quite realising just how far away Cornwall was in comparison to Brighton, which is where the other surgeon was. Yike. But I knew that going for Professor Drew would mean that I would get top surgery sooner. But yeah, I'm happy with Professor Drew and I'm happy with what he does. So, there's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am very excited for top surgery. I'm very excited to show you the results and to take you on this journey. Maybe I'll even vlog it. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Have a good week. Peace out, bitches.